So this is a continuation of my last video. My camera, my my mic literally died in the middle. I had to go charge my mic. But let's continue. So I was saying, Drea became a mean girl and tried to psychic Malaysia. And if you see Malaysia, Malaysia just don't give psychic. Like, she is beautiful. She's outspoken when she needs to be, but you can tell she is a little introverted. And Malaysia showed her kindness because the other girls were bullying her. And she just thought because Malaysia was more soft spoken and caring and has some empathy for her, that Malaysia can just become her sidekick and, just battle these other girls for her and just be her rock. But it's like, Drea, you are not a good friend. You are not being a good friend to me. My brother died and you did not call me once to make sure that I'm okay. And Drea said, oh, she doesn't really know how to be empathetic. And what did we say about narcissists is that one trait is that they lack empathy. And she said she lacks empathy because she grew up an only child. There's no correlation. Like, okay. But she became a mean girl in season 4. But you see how they try to manipulate you into being their psychic. Like, you could never give psychic material. Like, you could be the baddest bee and a manipulative person will try to psychic you. Okay. And it's like, hold on, baby. It just don't give that. Like, I can't make my life revolve around you. I cannot be your army. I cannot be the person who just stands next to you and say nothing and just it's all about you. You're not a good friend. You're not looking for friendship. You're looking for sidekick so that you can be the queen bee, and they're just not going to give that. So every time somebody's trying to guilt trip you into a sidekick role, you need to set that boundary right away, just like how Malaysia did. Okay. Another example is Tony and Joan from the Girlfriend show. So if you guys watch the show, Tony is very toxic. Oh my God. All those girls were toxic, but Tony especially, she just exhibited all the traits of narcissistic personality disorder. You could tell she was just a pure narcissist, and you could tell Joan was a desperate people pleaser who wasn't confident. And she had this long friendship with Tony, and being with a narcissist for that long, whether it's a friendship or something, it can really break down your self-esteem and make you an anxious mess who is not confident in themselves, who is a people pleaser, who you just forget who you are. Tony basically kind of guilted Joan into this role of taking care of her because, Tony grew up with like an alcoholic mother who was a terrible mother. So naturally, she became a narcissist to protect her. She created this false self to protect the Tony that couldn't be protected and loved by her mother. Okay. So naturally, and Joan also grew up with a neglectful mother that didn't really give her the love that she wanted. So Joan had this mother wound. And if you're a woman and you have a mother wound, you will notice that you will befriend really toxic women, or toxic women will befriend you and you will not see the red flags because your mother is just like that, or your mother was not in your life. Okay. So they had this codependent friendship, and Tony was a narcissist and Joan was a people pleaser, codependent people pleaser that's just there to take care of her. So they both were like moms to each other. They were basically acting out their mother wounds with each other. Okay. And Tony just did not give a damn about Joan. She had this grandiose self-importance and these grandiose delusions, and she literally has to manipulate her surroundings to look better in comparison to the other girls. So, for example, I remember this one episode where Layla Ali was with Tony, and Tony was running around with her. And Tony felt like a psychic. She's like, oh no, I cannot be your psychic. We are both two main characters who are fabulous. You need to have your own less fabulous friends. So even that phrase that she said, it shows you how they view narcissist friends, view their friends, quote unquote friends. To them, these are just, psychics that make her look better in comparison. So even though the other girls were also fashionable, even though Joan was also fashionable, Joan is also beautiful, It's not based in reality. Their delusions is not based in reality. It's all literally just delusions. Okay. Tony will sleep with, Joan's exes and did not care. She just had a lack of empathy, and she had no sense of boundaries, and she felt entitled to Joan. Even when Joan cut her off, she just felt entitled enough to come to Joan's house, even when Joan did not invite her. Because in her mind, Joan is her possession. She's never gonna let go of Joan. Joan is never gonna leave her. That's her toy. That's her property. She can always come back to Joan, no matter what she does to her. Okay. So narcissistic friends, they will really break down your life, and everybody could see, why, Joan, why are you still with this girl? But again, when you're trauma bonded, sidekicks are usually trauma bonded to the queen bee, and when you're trauma bonded, it's hard to leave. It's hard to leave, and I get it, because even if you're in a romantic relationship with a narcissistic man, it's the same thing. You're trauma bonded to this narcissist, and people keep telling you, why don't you leave him? Why don't you leave him? Blah, blah, blah. And you're still there. Okay. Narcissistic friends can trauma bond you too. Okay. All right. Another pop culture, moment is the Ice Spice and Cleo situation. And also want to talk about the Ice Spice and, her other friend. I forgot her name. I don't really tune into her like that. But basically, the story is that they went to high school together. So Ice Spice and her other Nigerian friend, her other black friend, they went to high school together. And she said that Ice Spice bullied her in high school. And then after high school, I guess they reconnected and they decided to become best friends. Okay. And basically, Ice Spice, well, after she leaked Ice Spice's messages, I guess after years of like resentment and stuff like that, what I noticed is that Ice Spice, in my opinion, does not think of her quote unquote best friend as a friend. She thinks of her as a sidekick. She even hypes her. I don't think she ever posted a picture of her and that friend on her actual Instagram, but I think the friend did. So with narcissistic people, they have this grandiose sense of self-importance, and they think that they should be with high status elite people. Okay, so if you consider yourself their best friend and they don't think of you as elite, okay, they don't want to show you off. Like, they will never post you on their Instagram. They'll never tell people you're friends. They will even act embarrassed of you when like you guys go out together. It's that delusion. It's that sense of grandiosity. Like, they just think they're so cool, they're so superior, and only elite, high status people will get them. So if you think you're in a friendship, you're not in a friendship. Okay, they view you as their psychic, as their subject. Okay, they don't view you as a friend. Okay. Also, with the whole Ice Spice and Cleo situation. So this was when Cleo went on tour with Ice Spice. This was when her other friend had already leaked her messages, and they already fell out and stuff like that. If you ask me, Ice Spice was trying to groom Cleo for that new sidekick position, because think about it, the other friend has already caught on to you and discarded of you. But what did I say? Narcissists are very insecure. By themselves, they're very insecure. Okay, that's why they create this false self, and they only feel superior next to somebody. So they only feel superior in comparison to somebody. So they will manipulate the surroundings to make their delusions come true. Okay, so she brought Cleo on this tour, and we already talked about it in my video called "Be Respected, Not Liked." So I'm not gonna get too much into detail here, but basically, if you ask me, that whole thing was a punishment for Cleo, and it's also a way to groom her to accept terrible behavior, and also a way to test her boundaries. Because, I mean, Cleo said they really weren't friends like that. They were just like, if you ask me, they were just acquaintances, because they only like hang out like when like Ice Spice has like a video shoot or an outing where cameras are going to be or stuff like that. They weren't really friends. Okay. So if you ask me, this was Ice Spice's way of grooming her and trying to fill that new psychic position. Okay. Cause, I've heard that Ice Spice doesn't really have like real friends. Because with narcissists, like what did I say? Narcissists, people reject them all the time. It doesn't matter if you're famous. Like if you're famous, yes, you have fans, but those fans don't know you. They're not your friends. I'm not saying she doesn't know industry people. Of course, I'm sure her phone is filled with contacts with industry people and stuff like that. But actual friends, they usually don't have many. And the people that know them, they don't know them well enough to be a friend. Because once you get close enough to a narcissist, you will see why people don't want to hang around them, don't want to get too close to them because of their behavior. Okay. So this is like everything that she put Cleo through was a way to test her boundaries and also a way to look superior in comparison. They need a dose of ego boost. They need a dose of admiration, attention, and winning. Remember, everything to them is a game. It's not a friendship. To them, it's a competition to be superior. Okay, so and they can only be superior by comparison. So that whole letting her carry her own bags while Ice Spice get to walk around freely and da da da. It was to send a message that, hey, I'm superior to you. I'm the boss here. Okay, I'm the queen bee. Okay, I get everything you don't. Okay. It was a way for her to groom Cleo for that sidekick position. Okay. And also another game that Ice Spice played with Cleo was making her wait. This is another manipulation tactic is in my book called The Bible of Manipulation. Check it out on Amazon. But basically, narcissists, like I said, narcissists have to manipulate their surroundings to make their delusions come true. So if they feel like in their head they have these delusions that they're queen bee, they're the best, they're superior, then people should bow down to them and serve them and follow behind them, and they're just come first in everything, right? So they have to make that a reality. So an example of this, Cleo said that basically when they were going on the bus, so I know the team, they have to go to the next, tour stop and whatever, so they have to get on the bus, and everybody was told to get on the bus. And Ice Spice made them wait. She made them wait for a long time. And it's like people are just waiting around like where's Ice Spice? Like, where's Ice? Where is she? Like, where is she? She was just there. She was just in her whatever hotel room, whatever, just chilling. No sense of urgency. No. And she told her people to get on the bus. She told them that to get on the bus, but she is gonna wait for however long in her hotel room. These are the types of power games that toxic people and narcissists play because they have to feed those grandiose delusions. It's like the message she's trying to send is like, you bitches wait on me. I'm the queen. Okay? I'm the queen. And y'all have to wait on me. So in your real life, this could be a narcissist testing you. So if you meet a new girl, you guys are supposed to hang out and stuff, and you guys are supposed to meet at like 6 or something. They will show up at 7. And the whole time they'll tell you, oh, there's traffic on the road. Oh, there's this. Oh, da, 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 da. So like they keep you waiting and you're thinking like, oh, okay, there's like traffic on the road. There's stuff is happening. It's not their fault. No, baby. They are at home making you wait. They're probably already at the destination, just waiting in their car, making you wait. It's a type of game that toxic people and narcissistic people play is to assert dominance. It's to show that I'm superior to you. You wait on me. I'm the queen bee. Okay, so that's why I told you guys you need to have boundaries about your time, have boundaries about everything. That's why you need the Glow Getter Guidebook now on Amazon. Okay, because narcissistic people, before you become consumed in their world, they test your boundaries. You just have to know what to look for. That's why you need the Bible of Manipulation book. Okay. All right, so moving on. Let's talk about the target for a second. So you can be the sidekick and also the target. But that just because you're the target does not mean you're the sidekick. So let's say you're in a friend group of, let's say, 3 or 4 girls, okay? And you are beautiful. Maybe you're the most beautiful in the group, but you're not mean. You're kind. You're empathetic. You're caring. You're polite. You know what I mean? So you're all of that. Maybe you have a nice body. Maybe the guys pay more attention to you, but you are not the queen bee because you're not mean and maybe you're not as socially connected as they are. Okay. You are going to become the target. Okay. You're going to become the target because you keep getting the attention. The queen bee, the narcissist, needs all the attention. Okay, so if they go out and you get all the attention, they're gonna hate you. So you will notice that in the friend group, they'll always pick on you. They'll always belittle you. They'll be nice to everybody else but you. When y'all go out in public, they try to tear you down, try to yell at you. They try to rage at you. They try to bring up your embarrassing stories. They try to cut you down and everything. They act annoyed by you. Like they act like everything you say is annoying. They act like you're just so stupid. It's because they're jealous of you, and that hatred is just burning them alive. Okay. And it just spews out because you keep triggering them by existing. So like with these types, even when you're happy, when you're the target and you're just happy and bubbly, they hate you. Like they will cut you down. They'll call you stupid. They'll call you dumb. They'll call you slow just because you're happy, like, or you're bubbly. Because they're very jealous of you because you're the most beautiful. You have the best body. You're kind. You're empathetic. You get more attention than them because in their mind, the queen bee's mind, she is the queen bee. So she's supposed to have everything. Remember, grandiose sense of entitlement. Okay. And grandiose sense of self-importance. So if they're the best, if they think they're superior, then why do you get all the attention? Why do you get all the looks? Why do people like you more? You know what I mean? And this doesn't have to be in a friend group too. It could be like if you're just a friend with somebody one-on-one. And they have this grandiosity too. So because they know that when y'all go out, people will like you, people will pay more attention to you or something, they have to try to cut you down all the time when y'all go out in public. Or just like sometimes it's like just when you guys are just one-on-one, they'll just try to cut you down all the time. And I had a friend like this because I noticed that with the other girls in the group, she wouldn't do that too because she didn't feel threatened by them. And no shade, they were just not. I'm sorry, but I was that girl. I know y'all sick of me. But I was just that girl. So the people that she don't feel threatened by, she have no problem being nice to and whatever and da da da. But with me, she will always act so annoyed by me. She will always act so she will always try to cut me down at all times. Like and I'll set boundaries and I'll stand up for myself, and then it would make her even more angry. So she did not like me because she wasn't superior to me. It don't give. It just don't give. And with these types, if you're in a friend group, they try to ostracize you and isolate you. So like if you get iced out of the friend group or whatever because you don't want to bow down to this person, then they will manipulate everybody else in the friend group to not be your friend either. Okay, so then you're left isolated or whatever. Also, if you're just like friends with one person, like one-on-one, they'll do the same thing. They'll cut you down all the time, try to bring you down all the time. It's because they're jealous of you. You become the target. In their mind, they have this grandiosity, a sense of entitlement, and self-importance. So they have to manipulate their surroundings for that delusion to come true, right? But then you keep messing up that reality for them because you are that girl. You're more beautiful. You have the best body. You're funnier. Your personality is better. You're smarter. You're more ambitious. You're more successful. That does not go with your reality. So that's why they cut you down all the time. That's why they insult you all the time. That's why they try to make you jealous. That's why they try to sabotage you all the time. And it's very sad because I just realized in my life that I've never had a true friend. Catch it. You cannot be friends with people that are jealous of you. And I wish I knew this, but it's okay. It is what it is. You live and you learn. If I didn't go through that, I probably wouldn't be on YouTube teaching y'all this. So it's okay. But they do this because to them, you keep messing up their reality. They can't be the queen bee if every time you go out, you get more attention from men. And when I'm not on campus, the guys there ask, hey, can you set me up with your friend Bella? Is she going to be at that party? Da, 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 da. And they're not paying attention to you. So to them, it's like, bitch, I'm supposed to be the queen bee. Why are you getting all the attention? So that's when they sabotage you, tell horrible things about you to people that might be interested in you, or try to hide you from other people so that other people don't know that you exist. Because if people know you exist, then they'll be interested in you because you're beautiful and you're funny and you have a nice personality, you're sociable, and everything. Okay, so they really will cut you down, and you will feel the opposite. You will feel like there's something wrong with you because they keep doing this to you. Like, they're mean to you, but they're nice to people that they feel like is below them, right? Because those people play the sidekick role very well, and they don't threaten the narcissist. Okay, they don't threaten the narcissist. Nice to everybody else but you. Okay. But that's because you're the target. You keep triggering them by existing, and you just will not fit in that psychic role. And it's like, baby, I'm never going to give psychic. Look at this face card. Look at this body card. Look at this fashion. Look at this personality. It's never going to give. So all the games and little tactics that you're playing, it's not going to work because the niggas still love me. Like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Okay. But another game they play that I want to talk about is they utilize you as their army. And we've already talked about this on this channel in my video called You Are Easy to Manipulate. But this is when people kind of enlist you to fight their battles for them or speak for them and whatever. They manipulate you with their sob stories, try to play on your empathy to get you to put your reputation on the line to fight for them. Okay. Narcissists are experts at this, okay? In pop culture, I can list people that speak up for other people. So, for example, if you guys have seen Cardi B, I think Cardi B is a mean girl too. Okay, I think she has narcissistic tendencies too. I feel like to be in the entertainment industry, you have to be some type of cluster B disorder. So, if you guys have seen Cardi B and her, I guess, sidekick, Ken Barbie on Twitter, this man speaks up for Cardi B like he is her mouthpiece. Okay, like when she don't want to talk about something that's happening with the other female rappers or something, he will speak, but he's speaking on her behalf. It's what she actually thinks. And the thing is, like, Ken Barbie actually thinks that Cardi B is her friend, is his friend. I don't know if it's her or him. I'm sorry. He doesn't know. He actually thinks Cardi B is her friend. Like I'm saying, sidekicks are manipulated to be in that role. Like, I'm sure Cardi B is telling her like all her personal like business, like, oh, like, yeah, me and Offset are going through this, and oh, you're the only one there for me, and then you're my best friend, and then. So then Ken Barbie thinks like, oh, I'm speaking up because this is my friend. It's one of my best friends. No, it's not, honey. She is not your friend. Okay, you are the psychic. Okay. Another one of her friends is I forgot this girl's name, child. Starbrim. And Starbrim basically I think they're like allegedly in a gang with Cardi B. And Starbrim basically do her dirty work, the things that Cardi B doesn't want to directly do. And she goes to a bunch of places with Cardi B when Cardi goes out in public. So that's another one of her psychics that do her dirty work for her. Because again, to the psychic, this is my friend. Okay, the psychic actually believes they're in a real friendship with the queen bee, quote unquote. Okay, you also see this in other people. So I'm going to talk about men for a second. So like, if you guys have noticed how Academics speaks up for Drake, the things that Academics be saying is what Drake's actually thinks. And I'm sure they've had conversations. So that's why he feels so comfortable speaking up for Drake in certain ways, because I'm sure in behind the scenes, Drake is like telling him, certain things, trying to get Academics to, feel bad for him and so that Academics can actually say what Drake wants to say. But if Drake says it himself, he's going to seem, he's going to seem messy. So that's why they enlist these people, their sidekicks, to do their dirty work for them. Okay. Also, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, Jay-Z, every time Jay-Z needs to say something like about something that's messy, he doesn't want to come off his pedestal to address messiness. So he enlists his friends, okay, to speak up for him in podcasts and things like that. So they're never going to actually say it themselves. They'll just play on other people's emotions and loyalty to do that dirty work for them. Another example is Beyonce's mother. So whenever something's going on with Beyonce, something messy going on with Beyonce, Beyonce will never speak about it herself. She will enlist her mother to speak for her. Now, I'm not there, so I don't know if she actually is telling people to, telling her mother to say this, or if just her mother's saying this. But isn't it how convenient that if Tina stands up for her and speak up for her, and there's backlash, then she can always say, "Oh, well, this was my mom. This was not me." I don't believe that bullshit. Okay. But this is what narcissists do. It's a power game. That's why you need the Bible of manipulation. Do not become a psychic. Do not do people's dirty work for them. Do not speak up for them. Do not, and I know people will say like, well, that's not loyal. That's not friendship. Da, da, da. You guys, there's a very fine line between loyalty and lapdog. Okay. There's a very fine line between loyalty and lapdog, because a loyal person can literally become a dog. Like, you just follow this person around, you just speak up for them, because they're playing on your empathy. They're manipulating you. Okay. Very fine line. Okay. Between loyalty and lapdog. I just want y'all to know that. Okay. Because Ken Barbie looks like Cardi B's lapdog, but in his mind, he thinks that's her friend. Like, he thinks that's one of his best friends. Okay. Very fine line between loyalty and lapdog. Okay. All right. So let's move on to how to protect yourself from narcissistic female friends. Number 1 is set boundaries. Okay. Set boundaries early. Actually, number 1 is learn how to recognize manipulation tactics, learn how to recognize boundary testing tactics, because I told you guys, narcissists don't just flat out start being an asshole to you out of nowhere. They test your boundaries to see if you're the right target, because they get rejected all the time. So they have to make sure that you're the right target. So if you notice that you're in an environment and maybe you're more quiet and reserved in that environment, and somebody comes up to you very weirdly, trying to information fish, or trying to test you to do stuff, or try to dominate you, red flag. Okay, you need to set boundaries right away. Speak up for yourself. Let them know that you have a mouth, you have a voice, you have a presence, and you're not afraid to show your fangs. Okay, and be careful when somebody wants to befriend you because you seem reserved. Sometimes they think they can easily dominate you and become the queen bee of your life in this friendship, because they think you're more meek and quiet. Okay. Also set standard for your friends. So only befriend people that meet your standards. So actually write down your standards for friendship and only be friends with people that meet those standards. Okay. Because when you don't have standard for friends, you just like, somebody will be like, oh, I want to be your friend. Or somebody will come to you, try to pursue friendship, and you will just agree with them to be their friend, when you should have standards for your friends. Okay. If you have standards for the men that you date, you should have standards for your friends. Okay. This will prevent you from getting into friendships with horrible, toxic people, because you actually have standards for people that becomes your friends. Okay. Also, you need to set standards for how you want to be treated in the friendship. Okay. So write it down, get the Glow Getter guide. Okay. This way, when somebody actually treats you horribly, you can spot it and notice, okay, I don't want to be treated like this. This is not one of my standards. I got to set a boundary. Okay. You also need to stop taking things literally. Okay. People are not always talking to you just to talk. Okay. Look past niceties. Okay. And question why people say certain things. Think critically and ask certain things of you. Okay. So sometimes, like I said in one of my videos, I said every interaction is manipulation. Some of it is innocent manipulation. Some of it is harmful manipulation. Okay. It's your job to figure out what they want from you. Okay. And think to yourself, like, why do they want my energy? Why do they want my friendship? What do they need from me? Okay. Say no early. Okay. This is how you weed out toxic people. They will come and ask for a request of you, or ask you to do something or whatever. They ask early. Okay. So they're more likely to show you their real intentions when you reject their requests because they can't get what they want from you. So the really toxic ones will rage at you, insult you or something, or say something hurtful. The other ones will just discard of you because they can't get what they need from you. Okay. Either way, it's a win-win for you. Okay. Also, next is call out bad behavior. Okay. Do not be meek and shy about standing up for yourself. If somebody treats you wrong, or if something feels off, or they're playing little games with you, you need to call out their bad behavior. Like, hey, I don't like how you brought me here and did not introduce me to your friends and make me just stand there looking stupid. I don't like that. Call out their bad behavior. Narcissists hate when you stand up for yourself and call them out. Okay, so they will discard of you when you call them out, and that is a win for you. Every time a narcissist discards you, I need you to see that as a win, okay, not as a loss, okay? Because that shows that you have self-respect. It should be a win for you, okay? So always address it. Always address their wrongdoings. Always address when they cross your boundaries, and call out their bad behavior, okay? And if the bad behavior continues, distance yourself from them. Discard of them. They are toxic, okay? And lastly is educate yourself on narcissism. So we talked about some of it in this video. We talked about the traits from the DSM-5. Also, you need my book, The Bible of Manipulation. Both the ebooks and the physical books are on Amazon right now. So go ahead and check out that book because it will save you a lot of hurt. It will save you from narcissistic people. It will let you know when your boundaries are being tested, when people are playing games with you, when people are manipulating you. It also tells you how to prevent this from happening, how to heal, and how to have some street smarts. Okay, so check that book out. Also, guys, join the Patreon. I'm gonna start using the Patreon this year. Once you join the Patreon, you will get access to the Discord server, the women there. We have such great conversations in that server, and we just have so many channels that it's just really helpful. Okay, so when you join the Patreon, you'll get access to the Discord. Okay, so the Patreon will be more of things. You guys have noticed that I do not really take requests. Like if you guys read the comments, sometimes people are like, can you do a video on this? Can you do a video on that? I do not take requests for videos to do on YouTube. I will address these things that you guys want to tell me on Patreon. Okay. So I will have like big things out, like, how to deal with the smear campaign, how to do this, how to do that. Like, so when I make videos and you guys have follow-up questions or follow-up requests for videos, I'm not going to do them on YouTube. Okay. I do what I want on YouTube. Catch it. Okay. But those answers will be, those things will be answered on Patreon. I will do little videos and little like PDFs on Patreon. Okay, so join the Patreon if you want more access to me and more help from me. Okay, also guys, check out the Spotify. So that you can listen to me on the go. And yeah, check out the Glow Getter Guide, check out the Trauma Dump Journals. I know it's been helping a lot of you guys. Let other people know. Okay, thank you, Glow Getters. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.